travel with me.
Hey fellow humans, Mina here. Welcome back to another Drive and Talk Bali edition. We're doing another book review because I can. So this book that we're going to talk about today is a book I really enjoyed. It's not a 5-star read. I gave it a 4 stars. I guess that's spoilers, but still, it's called The Kite Runner by Khalid Hosseini. I'm very sorry for butchering his name. I'm really not sure how to pronounce that, so apologies. But yeah, it takes place in the 1970s Afghanistan, and also more modern day, but most of the story is in the past, and it's about a 12-year-old Amir and his bestie Hassan, and then something big happens, which I won't say what, but yeah, something big happens, and then that kind of forms a little rift between the friendship, and then Amir is kind of well, anyway, just read the book. It's actually quite well done, but as the blurb of the book says, I'm just going to read you the blurb of the book so you know what's going on. So, 1970s Afghanistan, 12-year-old Amir is desperate to win the local kite fighting tournament, and his loyal friend Hassan promises to help him, but neither of the boys can foresee what would happen to Hassan that afternoon, an event that is to shatter their lives. After Russians invade and the family is forced to flee to America, Amir realizes that one day he must return to Afghanistan under the Taliban rule to find one thing that his new world cannot grant him: redemption. And we love a good redemption story. Did he get it? Well, that's up to you two to find out. So here's what I had to think of the book. I'm not gonna lie, this wasn't a book I would have normally picked up for myself, let alone read, especially because of the cover. It's a great cover, it's just not a cover that speaks to me as a book that I would pick up, but it's still good covered, so I'm not dissing the cover here. But there was a time when someone I knew was selling a bunch of books for a really good price, and I only wanted one of these books, and the price they were being sold for was cheaper than the cost of the book I wanted, so thought it was a great deal. Now, having all these books in my possessions, I feel the need to read them all, and now the time has come where I read one of those books, and that was The Kite Runner. This book was told in an interesting way. There were moments where I felt like the passage of time jumped so randomly between chapters or scenes, and it felt like we were skipping some of the action in a way, like going from one bad event but not exploring it because now it's a year later or something. However, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. It was actually very well executed. I love how this story mingled so well with actual historical events like war and 9/11. Yet it still wasn't a historical novel. It was its own story set in the real world. The story about redemption and many events really hits the heartstrings, not gonna lie. Though the book is called The Kite Runner, named after the character Hassan, the kite runner himself isn't in the story very much. Not physically, at least. His presence is always there, and at the time Amir, the MC of the book, spent with Hassan had such an impact on his life. It was sad to hear what happened to Hassan, but I believe that Amir did find redemption at the end, and not only that, love and forgiveness from Hassan and his son Sohrab. Sorry, I probably butchered these names. Apologies again. On a side note, this book was also fascinating to read from the fact that I learned so much about Afghanistan, about things I never knew. I love learning about the culture and the country. If anything, this book is a good read for that alone. All in all, it was a great read. A little slow at the start, but it did pick up, and I enjoyed it. How about you guys, my fellow humans? Have you ever heard of The Kite Runner? It's apparently a super popular, famous book for its genre. I haven't heard of it until I randomly snagged a copy of it. Have you read it? Would you read it? Do you agree with me or do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comments down below. Anywho, that's all I gotta say for now. If you want to keep hearing more about stuff, be sure to follow me on all your favorite socials. Links below. Stay safe and take care. Bye!